Well, hello. Today, I have something that I'm excited about. Time will tell as to whether you think it's exciting or not. So, what I have behind me in that box is 150 DVDs. I have no idea what DVDs they are. I don't know what condition they're in. Hopefully, they're in good condition. It was listed on eBay for 30 bucks. Now, the shipping pretty much doubled that, so it was about 60 bucks, but still 60 bucks for 150 DVDs. That's obviously less than $1 per DVD, so that's a pretty good deal as far as movies go. Do I anticipate keeping much of what's in that box? Not really. It's most likely all going to be donated to Goodwill or something like that when I'm done unboxing it. I just don't have high hopes that it's going to contain things that I'm really going to like, but there's always a possibility I'll find something cool, something unique, something I will want to try and give a chance to. So I did get this idea from somebody else on YouTube named Gary Hallican, and he does a bunch of different stuff, I think, but the videos I've seen by him, he does something very similar. He'll go on eBay, buy, it's usually like a box of 100 DVDs or 20 VHSs, and he'll unbox them and just see what he gets. And I just thought that was a really fun thing to do. So here I am. I have not opened the box yet, so I'm going to go ahead and open the box, and then I'll probably just snatch a pile of them out of the box, set them beside myself here, try not to look ahead, and we'll just go through kind of pile by pile. There's 150 of them to go through, so we'll be here for a little bit at least, so, make yourself comfortable. Hopefully this will be fun. I know it'll be fun for me. Hopefully it'll be fun for you. I always enjoy watching stuff like this, so it's just, if I'm the only one that enjoys it, so be it, but at least I'm having a good time, right? Trying not to look as I pulled things out. The one I did see, I know I'm not going to like. I saw a Transformers movie, and I just don't like the Transformers movies, so that's already a loss. But Transformers. This looks like, if I'm going to be completely honest, a bootleg. I don't know of any legitimate cases that would really look like this. It is a legitimately pressed disc. It's not a bootleg disc, but the artwork is definitely not legitimate, I don't think. Soul Surfer starring Anna Sophia Robb, and I think it has Dennis Quaid and Carrie Underwood and Helen Hunt. It's the true story of Bethany Hamilton, who's like a Christian surfer who gets bitten by a shark and loses an arm. I don't know, I've seen it, but it's been years ago, so it was a decent movie from what I remember, but take that with a grain of salt. Castaway. This is actually not a bad looking edition of it. It's got a lot of special bonus features on it, which is kind of cool. It's very heavy. Oh yeah. So it's got a couple different discs and a little booklet in it. Robert Zemeckis, Tom Hanks, Castaway, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, starring Johnny Depp. I have seen this one. It's not really anything special. Pursuit of Happiness, starring Will Smith. I remember liking it okay. It didn't stick with me. It didn't leave any lasting impressions on me, but I remember it being fine. I don't remember hating it. Now, this one is really funny. Kangaroo Jack. I saw this one, I saw it many times when I was younger. It has a interesting backstory from my childhood. Okay, so first of all, this movie apparently was supposed to be a much more adult kind of dark comedy. And when it was screen tested, it did not go over well, so they kind of pivoted and made it a family-friendly PG kind of slapstick comedy. It's fun. I don't know if it would hold up if I watched it today, but it has Christopher Walken in it. It has Michael Shannon in it. I think it's a good time. It's very, very stupid, but my mom actually made me get rid of this movie because she hated it so much. But I actually own a DVD copy of Kangaroo Jack, and I made custom alternate artwork for it to pay homage to the fact that it was supposed to be a darker, more adult comedy. So let me grab that real quick, because that's just kind of funny. So this is my reimagining of the art for Kangaroo Jack. We have Christopher Walken there. We have Michael Shannon, Stella Warren. I'm not sure what this actor's name is, but I made it look more like The Godfather just because it's a mob movie, and I thought that would be funny. So I do already own Kangaroo Jack. Love Actually. Never seen it. Liam Neeson, Hugh Grant, Colin Firth, Alan Rickman, Keira Knightley. I'm not usually a rom-com person, so probably not for me, but Patriot, starring Mel Gibson. I've actually never seen this one either. I've heard it's good. Little Miss Sunshine. There we go. Steve Carell, Toni Collette, Alan Arkin. Never seen this one either. I have definitely heard of it. I don't know. I might set that one aside. The case is not in that bad of shape. Ooh, the disc has seen better days, but could maybe be cleaned up. A lot of times, if you get discs that look pretty bad, like smudgy, they'll clean up pretty well. You know, if they're scratched to Kingdom Come, that's one thing, but Secretariat. Diane Lane, John Malkovich. It's a horse movie about the horse secretariat, I would imagine. Father of the Bride with Steve Martin, Diane Keaton, and Martin Short. Another comedy. Probably not for me. Just gonna be honest. The Matrix, Keanu Reeves, Lawrence Fishburne. I've actually never seen The Matrix, but I do own it on 4K, so I'm not going to keep the DVD of that. Old School, Unrated, and Out of Control. Luke Wilson, Will Ferrell, Vince Vaughn. This looks like the kind of movie that my mother would absolutely hate. But never seen it. Probably not my speed. Just being honest. Okay, that was our first little pile. So we did find some that intrigue me, at least. Let's see what else we get. I'm making 2 piles, a potential keep pile and a get rid of pile. A definitely get rid of pile. Amanda Bynes, What a Girl Wants. Focus. Never seen it. This is the first one that we've gotten that has the it's the little clip case. Old style clip case. Oh no, sorry, it's not the first one. Kangaroo Jack was a clip case too. But those are interesting style cases. I wish this one was in better shape. I know nothing about the movie. Probably not one I'll watch. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Kindergarten Cop. No, doesn't look like my kind of movie. Jennifer Lopez and Ralph Fiennes, Made in Manhattan. The cast intrigues me. The best romantic comedy since Pretty Woman. Marissa Ventura is a struggling single mom who works at a posh Manhattan hotel and dreams of a better life for her and her young son. One fateful day, hotel guest and senatorial candidate Christopher Marshall, played by Ralph Fiennes, meets Marissa and mistakes her for a wealthy socialite. I do love Ralph Fiennes. I really do. Good Advice. Denise Richards, Charlie Sheen, Angie Harmon. Sometimes the best woman for the job is a man. I gotta say, whoever owned these movies must have really liked romantic comedies, because there's a lot of romantic comedies in here. Oh, yeah. Spider-Man 3. Tobey Maguire got bit by a spider. It's the widescreen presentation, so that's good. And that case is actually in pretty decent shape. Disc is in here. Disc is very dirty. I used to really like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans when I was younger, and it's been a long time since I've seen them. Meg Ryan and Hugh Jackman. Kate and Leopold. 2 thumbs up. No, thank you. Goodness, these cases are like gritty. They're so disgusting. My word. Jennifer Connelly and Ben Kingsley. Interesting. House of Sand and Fog. Stunningly powerful. Interesting. I'll have to look. I have Rotten Tomatoes pulled up right in front of me. I'm gonna have to look that one up, because I like Jennifer Connelly and Ben Kingsley generally. House of Sand and Fog. 2003, Jennifer Connelly, Ben Kingsley. Oh, nice. Okay. It's rated a 75 on Rotten Tomatoes. Reformed drug addict Kathy Nicolo. Jennifer Connelly has her California coast house, which she inherited from her father, taken away by the county due to a misunderstanding about back taxes. The place is bought by an Iranian immigrant, Masood Amir Bahrani, Ben Kingsley, who intends to fix it up and sell it in order to provide a better life for his wife and a son. However, Kathy, desperate to get the house back, begins harassing Bahrani so he will return it. It's a very interesting premise. That one's definitely going in the keep pile, because it just looks interesting. Okay, Underworld Evolution. Kate Beckinsale and Scott Speedman. Doesn't really look like my kind of movie. I'm just going to be completely honest. I don't mind the X-Men movies. I haven't seen all of them, but this is a full screen version, which is, well, dated to say the least. Nope. That one's busted to crap. Anna Kendrick, Justin Timberlake, Trolls. This one is so busted. It's unbelievable. It is shattered to pieces. I don't know if you can hear the rattling. Yeah, that one I think is just gonna go in the garbage. Fantastic Four. Jessica Alba, Chris Evans. We all know it. I did watch this when I was younger. The standout to me was Jessica Alba. I don't remember much else about this movie. So I'm probably not going to keep it. But a little stroll down memory lane for a moment. P.S. I Love You. Hilary Swank, Gerard Butler. Never seen it. Don't think it would be my style. P.S. I Love You. Rob Schneider. Is Deuce Bigalow male gigolo? Never seen it. From the producers of Big Daddy. Curtis Jackson, 50 Cent. Get Rich or Die Trying. R for strong violence, pervasive language, drug content, sexuality, and nudity. 50 Cent. I probably have heard of it. Oh, this one. Okay, so this is the first one I think that's has these little tabs here. Sorry, I got excited. Disc is, oh my, the disc is Scratched Kingdom Come, so that's probably not going to stay with me. In Her Shoes, Cameron Diaz, Toni Collette, Shirley MacLaine. I didn't realize Toni Collette was in so many rom-coms. It's just got a slip for Cameron Diaz movies. And it's got an ad for perfectmatch.com. Get 1 month free. Crazy. All right. I mean, some of this might be worth it just for the freaking inserts. That's hilarious. 4 film favorites, International Spies Collection. Got Austin Powers, Austin Powers, Austin Powers, and Spies Like Us. I hate collections like that. They just seem so cheap to me. I really don't like it. Never seen Austin Powers movies. I don't think I'd like them. They just don't seem like my kind of movie. My Big Fat Greek Wedding. I've seen parts of it at least. Kung Fu Panda. One of the best movies of the year. Michael Phillips at the movies with Ebert and Roper. Ooh, we got a John Wayne collection. The Green Berets. John Wayne, David Jansen, and Jim Hutton. Boom. I'll be completely honest, I have no interest in watching a John Wayne movie. They just, I think, probably aged really poorly. The Constant Gardener, Ralph Fiennes and Rachel Weisz. I like Rachel Weisz, and I like Ralph Fiennes a lot. Let's look this one up on Rotten Tomatoes. Not a huge fan of the cover. 83 on Rotten Tomatoes. Assigned to a new post, reserved British diplomat Justin Quayle. Ralph Fiennes relocates to Kenya with his lovely wife, Tessa, Rachel Weisz. She's an activist for social justice. When Tessa is found murdered, spoilers, come on now. When Tessa is found murdered out in the wilderness, circumstances point to her friend, Dr. Arnold Blum, but it is soon clear that he's not the killer. Spoilers. Grief-stricken and angry Justin gets out to uncover the truth behind Tessa's murder, and in the process, he unearths some disturbing revelations. That sounds kind of interesting. Honestly, I'll keep that one. Hitch, Will Smith. I'm sure I've seen Hitch. Not my kind of movie. Hachi, A Dog's Tale, based on a true story. Richard Gere, Joan Allen. Probably not my kind of movie. Although as a child, I did really like Homeward Bound and Homeward Bound 2. Love those movies. As expected, the ratio of keeps to non-keeps, you know, the non-keeps are much, much more. But I was expecting that. Honestly, I wasn't expecting to keep anything. So we're doing better than I was expecting. Let's grab some more. We have another Transformers. Maybe the same Transformers, just with a legitimate art cover. Probably not surprising, but one of the only things that stuck out to me about Transformers was Megan Fox. That's really the only thing I remember. I also remember that I saw, I don't know which one, I think it was the first one, in theaters with my grandfather and my brother. My grandfather fell asleep and he woke up at the end, and then he was like, that was the greatest movie I've ever seen. And me and my brother were like, all right, sure, thanks for taking us. I don't like Transformers. Ooh, Denzel Washington. Derek Luke and Denzel Washington. Based on a true story. Rotten Tomatoes. Let's see. Antoine Fisher. 77 on Rotten Tomatoes. Touching story of a sailor who, prone to violent outbursts, is sent to a naval psychiatrist. Denzel Washington for help. Sure, I'll keep that one. I like Denzel Washington quite a bit. We already got this one, obviously. This is Spider-Man 3. But it came with the slipcover, which is kind of cool. It's not in great condition, but it's not in horrible condition, to be completely honest with you. And actually, imagine that. No disc. But I think the other one had a disc in it, so we'll save this case and slip, and then just put the other disc in that case, and we'll have a complete friggin' thing. Changeling. A true story. Angelina Jolie, John Malkovich. I feel like I've heard of this one. Who did I hear talking about this one just recently? And they said it wasn't that great. Clint Eastwood directs Oscar winner Angelina Jolie and Oscar nominee John Malkovich in a riveting, unforgettable true story. Los Angeles, 1928, when single mother Christine Collins, Jolie, leaves for work, her son vanishes without a trace. 5 months later, the police reunite mother and son, but he isn't her boy. Driven by one woman's relentless quest for the truth, the case exposes a world of corruption, captivates the public, and changes Los Angeles forever. I remember somebody saying it wasn't that great. Changeling. Yeah, 62 on Rotten Tomatoes isn't bad. Yeah, probably not. The Twilight Zone, the definitive edition, season 1. If that doesn't look crazy, I don't know what does. This isn't bootleg, is it? No. Okay. It's one of these really tiny, thin cases. I don't know if you can see that. I just don't think I'd ever watch this, to be honest. Oh, wow. We got one that's in its plastic still. We got In Good Company. Dennis Quaid, Scarlett Johansson, Topher Grace. I can't imagine this is good. Let me look it up, though. I mean, it's still in its plastic, so we at least got to give it a chance, right? 83 on Rotten Tomatoes, okay. Critics liked it more than audiences did. 54 audience score. Rotten Tomatoes, by the way, is kind of my go-to site. They're not always, bang on, but I don't know. I'm going to set that in a... Should I have a maybe pile? I'll start a maybe pile. So we have The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Which, I grew up watching this movie. It's a good movie, actually. It's the most solid of the movies that they adapted. Yeah, that's right. It has Tilda Swinton in it as the White Witch. And it has James McAvoy as the Fawn, Mr. Tumnus. But, unfortunately, I would have kept this one, but it's I don't know if you see the full screen edition, which, again, is dated. To be fair, I don't know how it would play with modern televisions. It's just probably going to look a little strange. Finding Nemo, it's a good movie. If I actually wanted this movie, I'd probably buy it on Blu-ray. I don't get a lot of DVDs. The only reason I did DVDs for this is because they were insanely cheap. And I was like, this would just be something fun to do. Like I said, I didn't really plan on keeping that many of them. I'm actually keeping more than I thought I was going to. Ong Bak 2, The Beginning. I've heard good things about Tony Jaa movies. But if this is a sequel, also the art just is pretty faded. I don't know if it's the greatest one to start with, so probably not in the keep pile. Katherine Heigl, 27 Dresses. She's about to find the perfect fit. Widescreen edition. It's a rom-com again, so like I don't have high hopes for it. It's not gonna be my thing. I'm a psychological thriller kind of guy, by the way. Ooh, yeah. Not rated well on Rotten Tomatoes. So. Dr. Dolittle 3, Kyla Pratt, Like Father, Like Daughter. Nah. Chris Rock, Bernie Mac, Head of State. Not my thing, probably. Julia Stiles, The Prince in Me. I do like Julia Stiles, but I own 10 Things I Hate About You. And I think that's enough of Julia Stiles rom-com for me. Again, comedy, that's probably just not really my thing. I'm not a big comedy guy. Adventureland with Jesse Eisenberg, Kristen Stewart, Bill Hader, Kristen Wiig, and Ryan Reynolds. Troy with Brad Pitt, Eric Bana, and Orlando Bloom. Graphic violence and some sexuality/nudity. 2-disc full screen edition. Yeah, so full screen edition. Probably not going to keep this one either. I don't know that I really would have kept it anyway. Next little stack. This is exciting stuff. Just kind of get in there, you just really got to grab a hold of some stuff here. Felt something broken in there, so that's good. Grab some of that. We actually have a couple that I will probably end up keeping here. So, Ramona and Beezus, starring Selena Gomez and Joey King. I actually really liked this movie when I was younger, mainly because I had a massive crush on Selena Gomez. And I stumbled on the word had there because I still do have a crush on Selena Gomez. She's definitely my celebrity crush. This is cool. It's also I don't know if you can see that, a Blockbuster case. That's definitely staying with me. The disc looks pretty scratched, but we'll give it a shot. I also loved this movie, Over the Hedge. Great movie. Hopefully I can save the artwork back there. The case is abysmally dirty. Again, Scratch to Kingdom Come. Definitely worth trying to save at least, because it was a really good movie. Mean Girls with Lindsay Lohan and Tina Fey. I might keep this one just for the culture. I've never seen Mean Girls, but a lot of people like it. All right, we got a very broken copy of The Notebook. I do like The Notebook. I already own The Notebook, though, in Blu-ray form, so I will not keep this one. But Bruce Willis and Colin Farrell, Heart's War, Beyond Courage, Beyond Honor. I do like Colin Farrell quite a bit, and I do like Bruce Willis. Let me look this one up. Just based on the cover art, I have to say I don't have high hopes for it being highly rated on Rotten Tomatoes. 60%. Well made and solidly acted, Heart's War is modestly compelling. However, the movie suffers from having too many subplots. I think that one's going in the maybe pile. Camp Nowhere, Christopher Lloyd. Probably not. A Turtle's Tale. Probably not. I think we have a floater in this case. I hate when discs float, makes me cringe. That disc is pretty scuffed. It's one of those two-sided discs. Again, some of this is tickling my collector brain just because it has some cool inserts in it. This looks like a trip of a movie. Idina Menzel, Anthony Rapp, Adam Pascal. No Day But Today. Rent. What is this? Jeepers creepers. Disc is just annihilated. I have no idea what this is, to be completely honest. Very bizarre looking, and I kind of want to just investigate that one a little bit more. Pierce Brosnan, Die Another Day, 007. Is that Halle Berry? Yep, Halle Berry. Okay. I mean, this one does have a slipcover. It's very beat up, but... Oh, okay. It's got a openable flap there. I'll set this one aside in the maybe pile. I'm not a big 007 fan, but it does have a slipcover, and it is a special edition. So, like I said, some things just tickle my collector brain, whether or not I'll actually keep them or watch them or whatever. But Nicolas Cage, Julianne Moore, Jessica Biel. Next. Got the little Blockbuster sticker down there. I do like a good Nicolas Cage. Let me look this one up. I'm sure it's a very corny movie just by the looks of it, but just out of curiosity. Oh yeah, 28% on Rotten Tomatoes. This busy sci-fi thriller often seems like a page full of equations rendered meaningless by an early misplaced decimal point. J.R. Jones, Chicago Reader. That's funny. Gwyneth Paltrow, Emma. I really haven't seen that much Gwyneth Paltrow, except for in, like, Iron Man. Let me look this one up. 1996, so it has Toni Collette in it as well. In this adaptation of Jane Austen's classic novel, pretty socialite Emma Woodhouse, Gwyneth Paltrow entertains herself by playing matchmaker for those around her. Her latest project is Harriet Smith, an unpretentious debutante, while Emma herself receives the attentions of the dashing Frank Churchill, Ewan McGregor. Oh. However, Emma's attempts at matchmaking cause more problems than solutions and may ultimately jeopardize her own chance at love and happiness. 84% on Rotten Tomatoes, so it's rated pretty well. I don't know if my sister likes this kind of movie, but she does binge Hallmark romances, specifically holiday Hallmark romances. I'm going to keep this one because I think it would be funny to watch it with my sister. Click. Kate Beckinsale, Christopher Walken, Adam Sandler. Click. Not my thing, probably. Hellboy 2, The Golden Army. 3-disc special edition. Put that in the maybe pile. It's in good shape. The Lucky One, Zac Efron, Taylor Schilling. There we go. That really does not look like Zac Efron on the front. Oh, Air Buddies. They shoot, they score, they talk. Focus, there we go. This, I believe, isn't this a documentary about the guy who just, every time he went to a fast food place, said, "Supersize it for me," and he would eat it. Something like that. I don't know. The stack of not keeps is well above my knee now. Gerard Butler, Gamer, includes the French version. Unleash Him. Can't imagine that's a good movie. Oh, we got another annihilated one here. Pieces falling off. Get Him to the Greek. Got Jonah Hill and Russell Brand. It's in rough shape. It's gonna be a no for me, dog. Holy moly. The list price on this sticker is $29.98. Good gracious. 28 days later. I do own this movie in Blu-ray, and I actually have the kind of rare slipcase that goes on the Blu-ray. Very dirty. I think it's not too scratched, though. I'm going to keep this one just because, from what I understand, the Blu-ray was not that great of a improvement on the DVD just because it was in the early days of like digital filming, and it was filmed in digital, locked in a resolution that they can't really upscale. So the DVD might actually be just as good as the Blu-ray in that case. So I will keep this. That was a good find, I think. The Family Stone, Rachel McAdams, Sarah Jessica Parker, Luke Wilson. Another rom-com, I'm sure. Big Trouble, starring Tim Allen. Probably not. Eddie Murphy, Coming to America. Tristan Isolde? I might just be an idiot in how I pronounce that. Before Romeo and Juliet, there was Tristan and Isolde. Probably some name that has a wild pronunciation that I just don't know. PG-13. Let me look this one up. Never heard of it. Could be a hidden gem. You never know. Ooh, 31% on Rotten Tomatoes from critics. From the audience, it's 71. But The Take, The Crime, was only the beginning. Tyrese Gibson, John Leguizamo. Let's look this one up. Why not? Just for the heck of it. 2007. 85%. Put that in the maybe pile. Undercover Brother. Hitman Agent 47. Does this have to do with the video game Hitman? Or was Hitman the video game based on this? I have to imagine the movie was based on the video game, right? Mandy Moore, Chasing Liberty. The only things I know Mandy Moore from are A Walk to Remember and then Tangled. I believe she was the voice of Rapunzel, correct? Wedding Crashers, Owen Wilson, Vince Vaughn, Christopher Walken. One I've definitely heard of, one that's probably not my cup of tea. The Sweetest Thing, Cameron Diaz, Christina Applegate, and Selma Blair. Strong sexual content and language. It's in decent shape, which intrigues me. I have to imagine it's not my cup of tea. Let me look it up on Rotten Tomatoes. How's the disc look? Actually, disc is pretty pristine. 2002, 25% on Rotten Tomatoes by critics, 65% by audience. Extremely lowbrow, definitely not for kids. David Anson says, from Newsweek, says, the filmmakers have obviously studied There's Something About Mary and learned nothing. Wow, okay. We have Elf. I'm not gonna lie, it's a pretty glitzy release of Elf. Oof, boy. I'm really not the biggest fan of Will Ferrell. Is that sacrilegious to say? Disc is almost flawless, too. I wish the slipcover were in just a tad bit better condition, but it's honestly not bad. And it has a little flip thing here. Freedom is Possible. Home Run. Looks like an extremely corny sports rom-com is what I would guess that is. Here we have Princess Diaries 2. I do like the Princess Diaries, especially the first one. Is that weird for me to say? Chicago, Renee Zellweger, Richard Gere, Catherine Zeta-Jones. 6 Academy Award winner, including Best Picture. Really? And we have 2 of these. Oh, we have 2 of these because one is full screen, one is widescreen. So yeah, full screen we can set aside. Widescreen, no freaking kidding. And of course, the widescreen has no disc in it. What about the full screen? Full screen has a disc in it, so that's always nice. That's unfortunate because I probably would have kept that one had it actually had a disc in it. Ben Affleck, Jennifer Aniston, Drew Barrymore, Jennifer Connelly, Kevin Connolly, Bradley Cooper, Jennifer Goodwin, Scarlett Johansson, Justin Long. Man, that's a stacked cast. He's just not that into you. That is a stacked rom-com cast. Behind Enemy Lines with Owen Wilson. I have seen this one before. It's a decent movie. I'll put it in the maybe pile. And the case is in decent shape. Holy Lord, the disc is not in decent shape. So awesome. We have another one with no disc in it. Fantastic Four. Honestly, I might go through some of these and just steal the paperwork out of them because a lot of these have paperwork, which is kind of crazy. George Clooney, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Intolerable Cruelty. A deliciously good time. Widescreen. I do like Catherine Zeta-Jones and George Clooney. Catherine Zeta-Jones, The Mask of Zorro would have been my first introduction to her, and I just love her in that role. I've loved that movie since I was a child. Intolerable Cruelty 2003, George Clooney, Catherine Zeta-Jones. Actually, it's rated 76% on Rotten Tomatoes by critics, only 48 by audience. Though more mainstream than other Coen films, there are still funny oddball touches, and Clooney and Zeta-Jones sizzle like old-time movie stars. This is a Coen Brothers film? Like Ethan and Joel Coen? No kidding. Produced by Ethan Coen. Produced, though. Who's the director? Screenplay by Robert Ramsey, Matthew Stone, Ethan and Joel Coen. Oh, directed by Joel Coen. Interesting. Okay, well, I'll hang on to this one then. I do like a good Coen Brothers film. That's very interesting. The Lizzie McGuire movie, starring Hilary Duff. I have a very precarious pile of movies that's about hip high on me right now, and I'm 6'2", so that's a pretty significant stack of movies. I've started a secondary not keep stack just because of how precarious this is. It's single-handedly being held up by the corner of my copy of Kangaroo Jack that's hanging off of the corner of my desk. We have a copy of the Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. For some reason, someone has taped up Frodo Baggins' mouth there. It's a full screen edition, so that's unfortunate. Oh, look. It's got an ad for Elf in it, though, so. The Blind Side, Sandra Bullock. This movie has become a little bit controversial as of late. He was actually kind of mistreated in this whole situation from what I understand, so that's very unfortunate. The Visitor, a heartfelt human drama that sneaks up and floors you. Yeah, just looks like something I would be kind of bored with. Elizabethtown. Wow, Kirsten Dunst and Orlando Bloom. This honestly looks kind of bootlegged, but it's not bootleg, though. You can tell if something is bootlegged if you pull the disc out and look at the back of the disc and it's like dark blue or black. That means it's been burned illegally onto a disc, generally. If it's silver, it most likely is a legitimately pressed disc. We got Pitch Perfect with Anna Kendrick, Anna Camp, Brittany Snow, Rebel Wilson. Not my cup of tea, but there it is nonetheless. My hands are just insanely grimy from touching all of these cases. Flight 93, the movie. We have another one with a slipcover here. Primeval. Oh wow, okay, this one is a European release because it's got has the age rating down at the bottom there. Oh man, The Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 1. I'm not a Twilight girly, but well, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I'm not a Twilight girly. Confidence. Edward Burns, Rachel Weisz, Andy Garcia, Dustin Hoffman. One sweet, sexy sting of a movie. Oh, another one with a slipcover. Mamma Mia with Amanda Seyfried. 2-disc special edition. What are the discs like? Actually in pretty good shape. Case would need a little bit of cleaning up here. Not in bad shape. What is Mamma Mia rated on Rotten Tomatoes? I've never seen it. 55% by critics, 66% by audience. I'll put it in the maybe pile. Just because it has a slipcover and it's in decent shape. Ooh, Sex and the City, the movie. Sarah Jessica Parker, Kim Cattrall, Kristen Davis, Cynthia Nixon. Probably not my kind of movie. Star Trek Nemesis, A Generation's Final Journey Begins. Ugh, some bad rattling going on in there. Yeah, there's some like broken bits of plastic falling around in here. I know this may be sacrilegious as well, but I'm not a big Star Trek fan, to be completely honest. Alien vs. Predator, it's kind of a ugly looking cover, in my personal opinion. Dave. Kevin Kline, Sigourney Weaver. There's for some reason, an address sticker on here. I'm assuming somebody owned this and didn't want anybody else to steal it or something, so I'm trying to cover that up. Not my kind of thing. I do like Sigourney Weaver, but just not in a rom-com. One of my favorite movies is The Village, and that has Sigourney Weaver in it. Garden State, Zach Braff and Natalie Portman. I do like Natalie Portman. I'm not opposed to rom-coms, by the way. I'd much rather watch something else. Ghosts of Girlfriends Past with Jennifer Gardner and Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey did used to be a rom-com man, didn't he? We have a very messed up version of Knocked Up here. The art is hanging out of the top. I was just about to say that I want to see like more horror, more psychological thriller. I do think I just saw one as I was pulling those out. Oh yeah, we got Transformers again. So, you know how I feel about those. The Dark Knight Rises, good movie. It's just I have that on Blu-ray for sure. I think I have it on 4K maybe as well, so I'm not going to keep the DVD. But Syriana, George Clooney, Matt Damon, Jeffrey Wright. Complex, intriguing narrative about oil, terrorism, money, and power. I'm going to look that one up. That one could be interesting. It's actually 72 on Rotten Tomatoes, 67 audience score. And I do like Matt Damon and George Clooney and Jeffrey Wright. Is the disc in good shape? It is, actually. It's dirty, but it's in good shape. Soccer Dog, the movie. James Marshall, Olivia DeBow. DeBow? I don't know how you say that, actually. DeBow, I think. D'Abo? I don't know. He's a goal-crazy mutt with some winning moves, and he's on his way to the championship. No, thank you. Oh, man. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, 2-disc special edition. Cheaper by the dozen. I do remember kind of liking this movie when I was a kid, but it's also cheaper by the dozen, too. So for that matter, I've never seen this movie, actually. I've seen Cheaper by the Dozen, but... Oh, awesome. We got Transformers. I'm going to have a lot of cleaning to do, because... before I donate the ones that are worth donating, I kind of want to go through and just like freaking clean them all because they're disgusting. So yeah, I'm going to have a lot of work ahead of me here. Okay, so this one is the one that I saw that kind of intrigued me. The Devil's Due. I can tell you right now, this is my prediction. I'm going to open this and there's not going to be a disc in it because I don't feel the weight of a disc. Oh, look at that. There was a disc in it. I was proven wrong. A recycled case that has less plastic. That's why it felt light. If I don't break the disc getting it out. It's a very dirty disc, but it's actually in pretty good shape. I gotta look that one up. I'm sure this is a horrible movie. I'm sure it's not rated well at all, but it just intrigues me because it's like the first horror-esque movie we've seen, 2014. Oh yeah, it's rated like 21 by both critics and audience. Derivative and mostly uninspiring, The Devil's Due adds little to either the found footage or horror genres that is content to mimic. What did I just say? The Devil's Due adds little to either the found footage or horror genres that it's content. Oh, that it's content to mimic. Whew, that's the problem with English. Some words are spelled exactly the same. I mean, Eli Roth says it's very, very scary, according to the case. I'm going to keep it. What the heck? What the heck? Hard Candy, Patrick Wilson, Elliot Page now, and Sandra Oh, are for disturbing, violent, and aberrant sexual content involving a teen and for language. I do like Elliot Page. I do like Sandra Oh. Hard Candy. 67 on Rotten Tomatoes. Haley is a precocious teenager who goes to a coffee shop to meet Jeff, the photographer she met online. Jeff thinks he is in it for a real treat, but Haley plays a trick on him. After drugging Jeff and tying him down, Haley reveals that she knows Jeff preys on teenage girls and she has a plan to wring a confession from him. Ooh. That sounds... I see what the rating meant now. I don't know if that one's for me, to be completely honest with you. Bruce Almighty with Jim Carrey. Wildly funny. I do remember this one. It is funny. I'll put it in the maybe pile. It's a momentous occasion, folks. The stack that I have beside me is the last of them. I'm pretty sure I saw a screener in here, which is bizarre. Uh-oh. We had a collapse. We had a structural collapse, not of the big tower, of the secondary tower. So hang on. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Oh boy, we got, again, Chicago. Full screen edition. I'm sure the disc is in here. Yep. Ooh boy. Harrison Ford and Josh Hartnett, Hollywood Homicide. I gotta look this one up. This could be kind of a wild ride. Josh Hartnett and Harrison Ford, 2003. Boy. Yep. 30% critic, 27% audience. This sounds like a positively dreadful movie, but I think, I don't know. It sounds corny enough that I think I might keep it. I mean, it gets 2 thumbs up from Ebert and Roper, so I don't know about that. The disc is in immaculate condition, just a little dirty. Secret Window with Johnny Depp. Some windows should never be opened. I gotta look this one up. I do love a good Johnny Depp. And this one looks like it could be like thriller. Yeah, 46% on Rotten Tomatoes, 65 audience score. Again, this is one that I'm sure is a horrible movie, but I just really kind of am intrigued by it. And again, the disc is immaculate. You know, it's kind of my theory that the ones that have immaculate discs, that's probably not a good sign because they probably were not watched very much. Zoolander with Ben Stiller. Not my cup of tea. Oh, man. A Walk to Remember with Mandy Moore, Shane West. I've seen A Walk to Remember, I think, once. If I remember right, this movie is not rated well on Rotten Tomatoes. I saw it when I was very young. Thought it was okay. The thing that I always will remember about A Walk to Remember is that in this movie, she sings a song called Only Hope, and that's by a band called Switchfoot that I'm actually a pretty big fan of. I really wish the case was in better shape, because this is one of those, like, clip cases. It's beat up. For sure. Van Wilder, Ryan Reynolds and Tara Reid, Animal House of the New Millennium. Yeah, this is definitely not my kind of movie. Okay, and yeah, now we have maybe this isn't a screener. I don't know. It sure looks like a screener. It's got to be a screener. Screener of Boardwalk Empire, the complete first season. Have you ever had a really big secret? Tom Hanks, Big. Let me look this one up. I do love a good Tom Hanks. 1988. Ooh, it's a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'll keep that one because it's very highly rated, and I do like Tom Hanks, and it looks like an early Tom Hanks. Some of you are probably wondering, how's he never seen some of these? You know, it's life, I guess. Kate and Leopold, Meg Ryan, Hugh Jackman. Did we have this one before? I feel like we did. Don't know. No for me, though. Oh, There's Something About Mary. Special edition contains outrageous, never before seen footage plus karaoke music video. Cameron Diaz, Matt Dillon, Ben Stiller. I know a lot of people like There's Something About Mary. I'll keep that in the maybe pile. You'll never guess what we have next. Full screen version of Chicago. Did you know that it was a 6 Academy Award winner, Best Picture? Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Without Evidence, Angelina Jolie and Scott Plank. A true story, a brutal murder, $1 million reward, witness to murder, suspect to scrutiny. This one could be like a good classic crime thriller. 1995, Scott Plank. Not rated very well at all. It actually has no critic rating. It's rated very poorly by the audience, 26%. Christopher Knoll of filmcritic.com says, fair warning, you'll wait a full hour before Jolie makes her appearance as a junkie hostile witness to a murder. So sounds like not a very good movie, so that'll be a no for me, dog. We are on our last two movies. We have Adam Sandler, Grown Ups, Kevin James, Chris Rock, David Spade, Rob Schneider. Not my kind of movie. And our last one, again, we have Knocked Up, Seth Rogen. I wasn't counting, but supposedly that was 150 movies. I'd believe it. That's a lot of movies. So we had at least 4 that didn't have a disc in them. We had a lot that were just broken. All of them were filthy. I did have more that I put in a keep/maybe pile, though, which is kind of crazy. I have a stack of probably 20 keeps and maybe 12 to 15 maybes. That's more than I was thinking. Yeah, that was kind of fun. If you watched along with me, I appreciate it. It's I have to imagine more fun to actually do this than to watch it. But the reason I filmed it is because I actually really enjoy watching stuff like this too. It's something to put on and just kind of like be introduced to movies that you never heard of. So now I have a lot of cleaning to do and a lot of weeding through to do. Some of these will probably get thrown away just because of how awfully mangled they are. And then I'll try to clean up the rest and, like I said, donate them. And then my keep pile I'll also clean up and maybe change out a few cases that are pretty beat up. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this was somewhat entertaining. I'll see you next time.